Hi everyone. This video is a book review about a book that I received a couple of months ago in the mail, and the title of this book is Skinnamarink. Skinnamarink. It is a song that was created by Sharon, Lois, and Brahms, who were hosts of a show back in the late 70s called The Elephant Show, and they also had another show called Skinnamarink TV. So they also had another author, Randy Hampson. It is illustrated by Kin Lang, and because I do not want to butcher the illustrator's name, I'm going to call her the illustrator throughout the duration of this book. In addition to reading this book, I have my reading buddy, Budge Bucket Elephunk, a plush toy that I bought for myself in August 2009. And since it is the elephant show, and there is also an elephant on the front of the cover, I think he is a worthy guest, an appropriate guest for this video. As I said, I received this book for free earlier this year. I am a member of librarything.com, which is a website where you can basically catalog your home collection just like a library, so you can know which books you have, rate them, share book ideas with different people. It's a really great place. So there's a section on the website where you can sign up to receive free books sent to you. And they do this month by month. So every month there's a new selection of books that you can choose from. And this is one of the books that I chose. It's not just children's books, it's children's, teens, and adults, all forms, hardcovers, paperbacks, anything that you can possibly dream of, you can get it through Library Thing. This book was published in 2009 by Tundra, which is an imprint of Penguin Random House. Tundra is like 52 years old because it celebrated its 50th anniversary in 2017. It is based in Canada, and it focuses on books for young children with beautiful illustrations. So they do board books, picture books, chapter books. When I say chapter books, I guess they could include middle school, but I think it's primarily elementary and lower. So they are an imprint of Penguin Random House. This whole book, I feel, is Canadian inspired because Tundra is based in Canada, the illustrator is based in Canada, and the show was based in Canada. So I feel this is basically like a tribute to Canada, but also to the rest of the world. Before I get into the origins of Skinnamarink, I'm going to read to you a little bit about the authors and the illustrator. So the authors: Sharon Hampson, the late Lois Lilienstein, who died in 2015, and Bram Morrison are some of Canada's most famous children's performers, with fans across North America and around the world. The trio, known simply as Sharon, Lois, and Bram, formed in Toronto in 1978 and went to create two top-rated television shows, The Elephant Show and Skinnamarink TV. The group released 21 full-length albums. Wow, that's a lot of albums. Many of which reach gold, platinum, double platinum, and triple platinum. Wait, hold up. There's a triple platinum? Wow, I literally did not know that. That is amazing. Wow. They were Goodwill ambassadors for UNICEF and have won countless awards and were appointed to the Order of Canada in 2002. In 1998, they performed at the UN General Assembly, and in 1994, they performed at the annual White House Easter egg roll. They also performed a run at the renowned Palace Theater on Broadway. In 2018, Sharon and Bram celebrated the 40th anniversary of the group and they continue to entertain children and share their message of love. Wow, that's amazing. Literally. Number one, I didn't know there was anything such thing as a triple platinum. I just thought there was platinum. Secondly, you got into the Order of Canada. And third, you're still performing. Some groups are one-hit wonders and then they break apart and that's it. Some groups do have longevity, but they usually like dismantle themselves over the years or they just stop performing. But wow, that's amazing. I'm very impressed. Now, the illustrator. The illustrator has illustrated books, magazines, and book covers with publishers around the world. Recent picture books include, and then it mentions the titles of the books that she's done. She was a finalist for the Governor General's Literary Award and received the APALA Award for Best Picture Book. She lives in Toronto with her husband and her son. So I went to her website, which is quinillustrations.com, and she basically features her book titles, the books she's illustrated, has a little biography about her, and most of her work appears to be simply watercolor, which I really like. I feel that this illustrator's style is very appropriate for this book. When I look at her illustrations, I think of the illustrations of books like Henry and Mudge and any book by Roald Dahl, like The Witches, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, or Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. That's what her illustrations remind me of, watercolor illustrations. But yes, go check out her website if you want to get more books. I believe she has one about Jane Austen. Before you start reading or singing Skinnamarink, which I am going to be singing at the end of this video, the authors give a little bit of information about how the song came to be. So here is a photograph of the authors, Lois, Sharon, and Brom. I know which one is Brom. I don't know which one is Lois or Sharon. But obviously they look like a happy little bunch, and I think it's a very beautiful friendship. It says that they started singing Skinnamarink in 1978 at their very first concert, and they never stopped. So Lois was the one who brought it to them. Apparently, this was a song that belonged to Lois's family, and they added it to the group, and now it is sung by families all over the world. It says, it became a part of our musical family that has grown from hundreds to millions. In this special book version of the song, we have added an introduction and some additional verses. Now, I've noticed as of late, as of the past few years, there's this trend going on of songs being made into books, and I really like that. I'm for that. I love that. There was one book that was written by, I'm going to say it's one of Bob Marley's children. I don't know if it's Ziggy Marley or somebody else, but one of Bob Marley's children made Bob Marley's song into a book. And then there was another song, there's One Love and Every Little Thing. So those two songs were made into the books with illustrations and everything. I like that because it introduces children to songs from the past. They can connect with it through pictures. And this song, which I'll explain later, has a dance that goes with it. They say, we have heard Skinnamarink sung by our children and grandchildren. We have heard it sung in classrooms and playgrounds and by people all over the world, even in countries where English is not the primary language. Imagine Skinnamarink might be someone's first English word. When you go to YouTube and you look at Lois, Sharon, and Brom performing it, you'll see that there are clips of children across the world performing Skinnamarink, and I think that's pretty cool. I'm glad that it's being shared in classrooms because it connects people. It's a song that'll get stuck in your head. It'll grow with you. You can sing it to your grandchildren, even if you're 5 years old and you grow up to be 80 and sing it to your grandchildren. So it's a song that grows with time. It says they've heard it sung by adults, business people, entertainers, politicians. Children, parents, grandparents, and families and friends sing Skinnamarink to each other, and they sing it together loudly and proudly. How wonderful that something so simple can bring people together and encourage singing and loving. We hope you will read this book and help us spread this message of love. So I think that's pretty cool. As far as the pronunciation of Skinnamarink, I don't really know what is the correct pronunciation. When you go online, it is Skinnamarinka Dinky Dink. When you look at the book, it's Skinnamarinky Dinky Dink, Skinnamarinky Doo. So is it Skinnamarink or Dinky Dink or Dinka Dink? I don't know. But maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe you just make it whatever you make it. Or perhaps the authors adapted it as the years went by. Because sometimes they'll do that. Like artists will do that. They'll be like, okay, I have my biography. Now I'm going to republish my biography or autobiography and take out some things and add some new things. When you read the book, it has pictures of family members, all sorts of families, and you see Lois, Sharon, and Brom performing it. There's some animals involved too. I don't know how this giraffe got in there, but hey, if he likes it, I love it. Let's see. Very beautiful, vibrant illustrations. Oh, there's an alligator clapping. They had to add additional verses because I guess the song wasn't long enough to make enough pages for a children's book. When you listen to the song, it basically repeats the words over and over and over and over. And adding the additional verses gives them a story to form. I love that this book is a great introduction to unconditional love. It says, I love you in the morning and in the afternoon. This has his dad making pancakes or serving pancakes. People in the park. I love you in the evening and underneath the moon. Sometimes when people think of love, they think of love in a conditional way. They're like, I love you today, but I don't love you tomorrow. Or I'll love you if you do this for me, but I won't love you if you don't do this for me. I'll love you for 6 months and then I'll turn around and abandon you. But this one is, I love you all of the time. I love you despite it being morning, despite it being night, even if it's the rain, the sun, the sleet, and the snow, troubled times or happy times, I will always love you. I have unconditional love for you. And that is what we need more of in the world. It says, I love you when you're happy and when you're feeling blue. And when you're feeling grumpy, I'll give a hug to you. I just think that's very sweet. It helps children to express their emotions. I also think this is a good book for children who have parents who are separated or going through a divorce, especially if they're a young child. Some of them might blame themselves for their parents separating. They might be like, it's my fault my parents aren't together. Or do they still love me if they don't love each other anymore? And this is a great book to show your child that you will always love them no matter how big they get, no matter where they go in life. You will always have love for them, even if your family dynamic is changing. And it just goes on. I love you in the Arctic, the desert, by the sea, and on the top of the mountain, standing next to me. Sometimes people will run away from love. Like they will literally run away. They'll move miles and miles and miles and miles away from the people that love them because they believe they are not worthy of love. But the other side is loving them from afar. It doesn't matter what state they are in life, no matter where they are always loved. This book is a good reflection of like the love of God. There's different types of love. So the love of God would be agape, unconditional love. There's phileos, which is brotherly love. I can't remember what romantic love is called. But it doesn't matter where you go, whether it is by actual physical distance or whatever state you are in life, there is someone out there that loves you. So, yeah. I love you in the springtime. I love you through and through. When you go on YouTube, you can just type in Skinnamarink, and the best video that I feel is appropriate for this book is Lois, Sharon, and Brahms' video because it shows the dance that they do with it. So I'm going to end this review and stay tuned for me performing Skinnamarink with my elephant, Fudge Bucket Elephant. And if I sing this song, I will have to put on some type of silly hat because this is an imaginary children's show and that's what we do. In fact, this hat, I made it. It was actually supposed to be a circle blanket, but I don't know how to crochet circles, so this is how it ended up being. So I hope you enjoyed this book. If you are a daycare worker, if you are a parent, if you are just a regular person who just loves collecting children's books like me, even if you don't have any children, this is a pretty book for you. Put it on display, sing it with your friends, have your own rendition. Who knows? Keep this song going because we need more love in the world. So I will talk to you later, and Fudge Bucket will talk to you later. And if you want to sing with us, you can. Get your instruments, get your hands clapping, and we will put on a show for you. Bye-bye. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the end of our video. As promised, me and my co-host, Fudge Bucket Elephant, are going to be performing Skinnamarink for you. We have our hype man, Baby Piggy, who sits on my desk and monitors me on a daily basis. So now, Baby Piggy will monitor me from Fudge Bucket Elephant's trunk. And we do not have any instruments. We do not have any background music. We only have our off-key voices and our silly little hats. So if you want to sing in an off-key voice with us and wear your own silly hat, you can do so. And we will begin shortly in 1, 2, 3. Skinnamarink-a-dink-a-dink, Skinnamarink-a-dink, I love you. Skinnamarink-a-dink-a-dink, Skinnamarink-a-dink, I love you. I love you in the morning and in the afternoon. I love you in the evening and underneath the moon. Skinnamarink-a-dink, Skinnamarink-a-dink, I love you. Skinnamarink-a-dink, Skinnamarink-a-dink, I love you. Skinnamarink-a-dink, Skinnamarink-a-dink, I love you. I love you in the morning and in the afternoon. I love you in the evening and underneath the moon. Skinnamarink-a-dink, Skinnamarink-a-dink, I love you. I love your singing. I love you. See you next time. I love you. See y'all later. I love you too. Boop boop be doo. Wasn't that fun? Fudge Bucket done fell on the floor. I see you, Fudge Bucket. Yeah. So thank you for singing with us, and I hope you can sing with us and your children and your family or in your shower and spread this happy song across the entire nation again. Have a nice night and see you next time.